we've bought what's left of a falling down farm in Scotland with around 20 acres of land, and together we're trying to put it all back together again into a beautiful family home, and in the process share it with you guys. If you never want to miss an update, hit the subscribe button and that bell icon. But for now, let's see what we got up to this time.
Oh, I'm so excited to have Shani home. Well, not home, but you know what I mean. She's on like step one of coming home. But I hope she's okay. She should be on the box now. It's a few hours drive, probably 4 to 5 hours until she's due. All of the bedding has been ordered and stuff and food and that, and that's all at the yard. So my job for this morning is to get everything that we need to take with us to the yard done. All of that is currently hidden inside that. Wrong way. Try and get everything ready, and then we could go and see Tune. I'm like a kid at Christmas at this point, like genuinely, I am.
And so off we go.
This is a box of dog goodies. It does not need to come.
There was actually a lot in the trailer that didn't need to be in there, so I started with clearing out all of that stuff and then collecting and congregated the wardrobe for the pony. Unfortunately,
I think we've had a hoof oil explosion. Jesus Christ, let's go.
Headed down to the only pipe that I know about. And you guys know about it too.
I just realised that where I've brought us is the poop pipe. Just gonna have to deal.
With the clean area to work in, it's time to find something to scrub everything with, and thankfully I've been holding on to something.
That could be my scrubby brush, because it's rock.
Perfect. Splitting the equipment in the grooming kit into stuff covered in hoof oil and stuff not, then just going through and giving it a quick once over, making sure we're all sorted out. And obviously if you're a horse person, you've got loads of spare bits, standard, keep them separate, and then get on going with the poop pipe to help us out. I won't bore you with the whole thing. To clean the bag, dollop a load of fairy liquid in, dash dish soap.
Could go wrong.
And then what could go wrong at this stage? Fill her up, clean her out, tip her out, and off we go. What comes and what goes.
Small person step, essential.
And then the first thing that we realised we didn't have.
One first thing we've not got. Proper hay net.
Realising we had a distinct lack of proper hay nets. Never mind, put it on the shopping list and carry on going through. I'm kind of prioritising here. A lot of stuff's going to stay at home, but my main bulk of the wardrobe's going to come with.
Ta-da!
And then arriving at the yard, it was time to go ahead and prepare Tune's stable. She's got a wonderful end stable, really big, and some mats provided by the yard. Laying down mats isn't a simple task, and they're not usually sort of like cut to fit the space on livery yards either if they're easy to pick up. So it's just a case of playing Tetris and Jenga and then moving in some shavings to start creating a bed. I don't know about you guys, but for anybody who is horsey, you may or may not agree with me that this is one of the most therapeutic things you could do. When you start a new bed in a new stable and you're just prepping it all up, laying it all out, fluffing it together, creating your banks, making it level, compacting it a little bit, all of the juicy good stuff, it is so freaking satisfying. So Tuna has been on straw for the last year, 2 years, but previously she was on shavings. I prefer working with shavings personally, so we got her sorted with some of the haylage, bagged haylage just for now whilst we get sorted, so up in the store cupboard up there. And then whilst we wait for Dan to go and bring us some new hay nets and also a new water bucket, because, you know, also didn't have that ready. And at that exact point, Tuna arrived. I don't have any footage of her coming off the box, but you know, I'm happy because...
Straight on the scranny.
As long as she's eating, drinking and toileting, we're pretty good. She's a fairly settled mare when it comes to travelling and transport, so I'm not fussed at all about getting straight in there, cleaning her off, changing her rugs, giving her a groom, all of the good juicy stuff. And I'm really, really, really happy with her condition that she came up with. The yard she's come from have done a fantastic job of making sure that she travelled well. She was super happy, and while she got used to her legs being on solid ground again and also eating all of the food, I went off to go and prepare some of these new hay nets. So Dan did return with some new nets and also with her new water bucket. So after I'd filled up those nets and made sure that we've got enough in and enough out, I did leave her with a gigantic pile and then commenced with taking her tail out and then prepping for a nice big groom. One of Dan's favourite things to do is to groom Tuna. So just to make sure that he was happy and she was happy and I was happy, we kind of all got stuck in and gave her a groom while she was still settling down. And then it was a case of just making sure that she was nice and calm and nice and settled before we left. So she's pretty chill here, settled in really, really, really quickly, happy with the yard. She's not super horse focused, should we say. So she wasn't really bothered if she was alone or not, and that makes it really, really easy to deal with her. But after having a rest for a couple of hours, we then headed out to her field. So just to explain a little bit about what's going to happen now, because it is quite important. Tuna's been on a yard for the last year or so where the ground, especially with how horrendous this previous winter has been unsuitable for turnouts. So the last time she was out on grass would have been late last summer, I think, and she has only had turnout on a surface. The area that we used for turnout on a surface wasn't huge, so it wasn't like she could have a mad bomb about. So she did understandably jog pretty much all of the entire way to the field, and then when it came to letting her off, what we thought would happen did happen. So this is her very first time ever in a not flat field. She's used to fields of pasture where it's flat grass and no hills. If there's mud, it's just around the gateway. There's no bushes. There's not a blooming pond right in the middle there. There's no rocks. It's not kind of like hilly bits and pieces. So I knew this was going to be a massive culture shock for her, and also wanted to just try and see if we can keep her alive with all four legs, because the last thing I wanted was for her to go absolutely insane and go lame, but at the same time, I'm not going to wrap her up in bubble wrap. She needs to learn to be a horse. So there she is heading up to Ginny. So she is in her turnout. This is the first time she's had turnout for about 3 to 4 years. And so this is a really big transformation for her, and exactly what I need and exactly what I wanted for her, which was to learn to be a horse. She's not super sociable. She doesn't really horse well. She much prefers being with people, ideally not at 400 miles an hour. But in the end, I need her to toughen up a little bit, be less wrapped in bubble wrap and cotton wool, and be a pony, because that's going to be the best thing for her. And it might be a bit sticky for a while, but we just hope that she will learn that this is how you live. You live on a hill in all weathers, even the rain, which for her is a stretch, and you've got to learn to deal with all sorts of different ground conditions, undulations, rocks, fences. Use your eyeballs. It's not straight lines anymore. It's not flat fields anymore. It's the most beautiful place to be, but she does need to learn how to actually use her legs properly.
Needs the audio. Am I the drama?
We did need to leave her though.
No, come in, babe. No, it's not an us thing. This is your house. You're not coming. Yeah. I think you might jump it, but fine.
And off she went. In all fairness, she did fly back down and stop just before she hit the gate / jumped over it, but she didn't, so that was all good news.
What do you feel like?
I feel like a parent if the kids go to school and then the kids aren't making friends very well. That's how I feel. With us not here, maybe it will be better.
And so obviously we went to the local tack shop before coming back.
That's 92.
You're 92.
I feel 92.
You look 92.
Hey.
It says it's naff. Can't be any good.
That's the front.
Says it's naff.
Damn.
No good. Quite like it, don't you?
Yeah.
With the essentials ready, it's time to return.
Where are we going, Jessica?
Changed Tuna into a bigger duvet. She's not used to having to fend for herself in the elements. So just about 5 degrees at the moment, so just putting her up to a middle-ish weight, heavyweight rug and take off her no-fill one that she's currently got on. She has a no-fill one on at the moment because when she's having zoomies she get hot and sweaty. So hopefully she'll have got all of that out of her now. So coming back just before sunset in the rain. I thought I'd switch a rug in the field.
As an Iberian from Spain, she doesn't grow a winter coat, so she does actually need to be rugged up. She was clipped in autumn of last year, so she also does need a little bit of extra protection. But then at the other side of it, she's also used to a warm stable in England, still with rugs on, and so making sure that she doesn't have too much of a shock and lose too much condition too quickly is quite important for us. You can see from the change in taking the head collar off here, which is about 4 or 5 hours after the first one, the difference in her and how much more relaxed and calm she is, albeit she will have run around like a lunatic, but it's just something that, I mean, I think she looks really happy.
You chill, aren't you?
Yeah.
Happy. Okay.
She seems happy there.
Yeah, she's very chill.
All right.
Of course, we also do stuff with dogs. I've not included a lot of the dog stuff, and people are saying, where are the dogs? Ren gets worked 3 times a day, so we're very, very lucky that at the yard that Tuna's on, they train agility every single Wednesday evening with Steve Richardson, who I know really quite well. So it was great to see Steve. What a surprise. We'll be getting booked in on that. Unfortunately, after one night out, Tuna was absolutely fine, apart from the fact that she'd lost an overreach boot and also a shoe. So she's done one night out, and after Dan's popped an overreach boot back on that leg, she had a roll and then came in. Without her shoe on, she was hopping lame. See, the thing about Tuna that's important to just note for anybody who doesn't know us is that we've had a little bit of issues over the years with her feet, and she's working really well and going super well in her pads. So she has these kind of like pads inside with a bit of putty, and she's sound as a pound, no problems whatsoever. However, those pads cover her sensitive sole and her frog. And so what's actually happened is without them on, we feel everything more intensely. So she was absolutely footsore to the teeth. So shoe went back on, pad went back on, and then we double overreach booted. So she's got 2 overreach boots on each front leg. The pink one is just to keep some weight to hold the lower one down. She is overreaching. I'm honestly, you couldn't think anything else was happening. It's definitely an overreach. And so what we've tried to do is give her options to keep those pads on because they keep her sound.
You're so pretty. You still got bed in your hair. You've learned how to do that, haven't you? Because these be spiky.
At the same time, she's loving her time in this field.
Sampling the local cuisine.
She's so cute. However, after 2 days of the new protocol, we lost 3 overreach boots and another shoe. And unfortunately, this one shredded a hoof. So at this stage, we're going absolutely barefoot, turn out, and hope that she toughens up. Wish us luck with this one.